Okay, so let's talk construction. Winning the bid, that's just the start. The real fight is making a profit. In this explainer, we're going to dig into the playbook for exactly that, pulling some key ideas from Paul Netcher's fantastic book on building a successful construction company.
So you've done it. You put in all that hard work, you nailed the pricing, and bam, you've got the contract. That's a huge win for sure. But we all know what comes next, right? That's when the real challenge kicks in. It's not just about getting the thing built, it's about executing it perfectly and guarding that profit margin like your life depends on it.
And, this quote from Paul Netcher, it just hits the nail on the head. He says, "It's amazing how many basics are ignored or overlooked." And that's it, isn't it? Success in construction isn't some big secret. It's all about nailing the fundamentals, the stuff that so many people, for whatever reason, just skip right over.
Okay, to really get why these basics are so critical, let's talk real numbers. Imagine a simple $1,000 mistake on one of your sites. Something small. A measurement is off by a bit, or someone orders the wrong material. Seems manageable, doesn't it? Just $1,000.
Well, hold on. Now look at this. If your company is running on, say, a 10% profit margin, you don't just lose that $1,000. Nope. You have to go out and do $10,000 of more work just to cover the cost of that one little mistake. All of a sudden, that small error isn't so small anymore, is it? It's a huge deal.
So the big question is, how do you stop those expensive mistakes from even happening? Well, it all starts with what we're going to call Pillar 1, bulletproof preparation. This is all the work that has to happen before you even think about breaking ground. Think of this pre-start phase as a checklist that you just can't skip. You've got to plan the project, you have to get that contract signed, you need to staff it with the right people, and you have to get the site services set up. You miss even one of these, and you're basically kicking out a leg from the foundation of the whole project. And let's be super clear about one of those steps. A handshake, a letter of intent, that is not a contract. If you start work without a signed, sealed, and delivered agreement, you are just opening yourself up to a world of financial pain. It's the golden rule, really. Get the signature first, period.
All right, so once your prep work is totally locked down, everything moves to the job site. And that brings us to Pillar 2, precision in execution. This is where those little mistakes we talked about can really start to snowball if you're not paying close attention.
And you know what's wild? The book points out that survey or setting out errors are some of the absolute costliest mistakes you can make. But they're not coming from some super complex engineering problem. No, they're coming from really basic stuff. Misreading a drawing, using busted equipment, or just getting the math wrong. Simple, but so expensive. And this image really shows you what's at stake. A tiny error on a piece of paper, maybe a half-inch off, can mean a whole concrete column gets poured in the wrong spot. And the fix for that? It's not a little tweak. It means demolition, it means rebuilding, it means your budget and your schedule are just toast.
This is exactly why drawing management is like the central nervous system of your whole project. And the difference between doing it well and doing it poorly is just night and day. If you have poor control with different versions of drawings floating around, it's just total chaos. But good control? That gives everyone a single source of truth. And from that, you get efficiency, you get profit, and your team feels confident.
Okay, so you've done your homework, you're executing like a pro on site. That's awesome. But all that amazing work can go right down the drain if you don't nail our third and final pillar, protecting your profit. And listen, this is about more than just cashing a check at the end. It's about making sure you claim every single dollar you are owed.
And here's a classic way profits get lost. The client gives you a punch list and your crew just dives in, fixing everything. But wait a minute. A lot of times, the stuff on that list isn't actually a defect. As you can see here, if it's new work or maybe damage the client caused, that's not a punch list item. That's a variation, and you should be getting paid extra for it. It's not just about the punch lists either. I mean, think about your profit like it's water in a pipeline. Are you forgetting to claim for price increases? Are you getting hit with fines because a permit wasn't in place? Every single one of those is a leak, just draining money straight from your bottom line. All right, let's bring this all home. Let's wrap it all up into a solid foundation for success that you can literally apply to every project you do from here on out.
It really just boils down to these 3 pillars. They're what hold up your success. First, bulletproof preparation. Plan everything out. Get that contract signed before you start. Second, precision in execution. Double and triple check your survey work, keep tight control on your drawings. And third, protect your profit. Know what a variation is and claim for all the work you do. You master these 3 things, and you're not just building projects anymore. you're building a rock-solid, successful company.
So I want to leave you with a question to think about. As you look at your own operations at Alpha Constructions, which one of these three basics, preparation, execution, or profit protection, is your biggest opportunity? Where can you improve the most? Because being honest with yourself about that, well, that's the first real step to a much more profitable future.